Hello, welcome to season 2, episode 1 of. Oh, I have a replay, I'm sorry. Episode 1 of the new CSA podcast, here with a new board. We have 2021-2022 President Jordan Chu, as well as Club Secretary Anais Do, and Club Videographer Nicholas Tan. And I am also one of your social chairs, Kenneth Tai. So you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves, your year, and your major.
Sure. I can go first. Hi, everyone. Jordan Chu. I'm a second year computer science major and CSA president.
Hi, I am the secretary. My name is Anais, and I'm a freshman general engineering major.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicholas. I'm a first year computer science major and I'm this year's videographer for CSA.
All right, and then I am Kenneth Tai, social chair and first year BMed. So let's just start off with Jordan as our new CSA president. How are you feeling stepping into the role? And how are things going for week 2 and organizing the club?
Yeah, so it's definitely been a lot. It's definitely very exciting being in the president role now, being in charge of the whole board instead of just last year being a social and being in charge of like specific events. And I'm definitely really excited. There's a lot of things that I want to do for this upcoming term and for spring quarter specifically as well. But definitely at the same time, there is a bit of a adjustment period right now for me. I'm trying to like get used to all the new responsibilities and like communicating with a lot more people than just the socials. I have to like reach out to a lot of people, both on board as well as in the other clubs and that kind of thing. And like shout out to Rocco. He's been helping me a lot with like questions I have, and a lot of like the transition stuff is definitely like a little bit confusing, and there's a lot of things that I'm still trying to figure out. But overall, I'm really happy with how everything has been going so far. I'm really proud of what New Board has accomplished in the short 2 weeks, and I'm excited to see what we have in store for the rest of spring.
All right. And do you have any ideas of what your next hair color is going to be?
Yeah, I've been meaning to do some kind of.
Is it a spoiler
I'm
if we talk about
almost
it?
afraid. Huh?
Is it a spoiler if we talk about it?
Almost, because
Okay.
like I'm almost afraid to talk about
Keep
like
on the
my
down
hair
low.
color, because if I do, like then next time people see me, they'll be like, especially like because hair color can be a little unpredictable sometimes. So like if even if I am going for a specific color, sometimes it doesn't exactly turn out the way you plan.
Fair enough.
But if you don't tell anyone, then no one knows what you're really going for. So
you gotta set the bar, can't let them.
yeah. I'm thinking I probably do want to go for some shade of green though, but who knows? That might change last minute. It all kind of depends.
And we also have everyone other than Jordan is a first year. So, how is school going? Cliche topic, but also how is your new position and how your different responsibilities going into it? Anna, you can go first.
Okay. I haven't done any sort of board or club position since I guess my junior year of high school. So when my senior year of high school, I kind of took a break from everything. I'm kind of jumping back into it, and I would say I'd say it's going pretty good, just because my class load, I kind of made sure to have an easy class load so I could transition better to the CSA position. It is definitely the transition was definitely not faster, but it was more overwhelming than I thought. Like I thought it was just gonna be like, like not simple, but very straightforward. But there's like way more communication on my end that I didn't realize like that I had to do. So there's that.
It's like a little different from like the
And there's also
high school club setting, but yeah,
yeah,
I gotcha.
definitely different. Like sometimes I'll have a question. I'll be like, should I ask Jordan because he's the president, or should I ask Thea? Or like, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't ask Jordan. Maybe I should just ask the person that it directly applies to. Then it's just like, then I end up asking like 3 different people, and so yeah, that's definitely how it's been going for like CSA related things. And then for class wise, I just dropped class like a few days ago, so
Is this a
doing
good
pretty
thing or a
good.
bad thing? It's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
good thing, yeah.
Then that goes on to you, Nicholas. So, being that you're a videographer now, I know, like during your um, candidacy speech, you said you're starting to get into video making. Like you kind of dabbled in a little bit. How's that going so far?
It's been really fun to dabble in videography. Like I said in my candidacy speech, like I was kind of on like the surface level of videography when I was dabbling in it in high school. Um, but with CSA comes that standard and that responsibility to achieve a certain level of, you know, video like proficiency.
Prowess.
So yeah, and prowess. So it's been really fun learning a bunch of new things in videography and just talking back and forth, especially with Christy on video ideas, just bouncing back. That's also been really fun.
Do you have
And I've
any?
never really had a
Go
oh
ahead, go ahead. You're good.
um,
I thought you were
I was just gonna
finished.
say I never really had like a creative kind of role before in a especially in a club. So it's definitely been an experience.
Well, I'm excited. Do you have any projects like brewing in your head that you want to enlighten us with? Maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So there is the kind of springboard intro before the senior send off. That's like the next major like video that I have to do. But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much.
Okay, that's
But
fair. That's fair.
yeah, I will say I'm doing something boba themed. So there's that.
Boba's good.
So,
Boba's good.
yeah, yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah.
I feel like boba nowadays is like a personality trait. Like once you, I don't know, maybe it's a little stereotypical, but when you meet an Asian American, you can be like 70% sure they enjoy boba, hot pot,
Yeah,
Korean barbecue,
yeah,
Asian
definitely.
Yeah.
rising. Like, what is this?
All good
Now
things.
it's
All good
like
things.
what boba, like what's your favorite, like what's your go-to boba, and then they'll like judge you based on what their
True.
go-to boba. They'll be like, oh, you
And
like
like,
Thai tea and taro. That's
Chintaro.
Or people like get really defensive or really
oh,
and
about
about
like
like
their orders.
places too. It's like, especially if you're both from the same area, they'll be like, "Have you been to this? Have you been to this?" And it's like, "This is better than that," you know? Like,
I heard
Yeah.
there's like a huge feud between like NorCal and SoCal boba places. Like they're like, oh, this boba isn't as good as SoCal. Like, have you been to SoCal? No, but I know it's good in SoCal.
yeah. What about you, Kenneth? How's everything going? How is the transition to board?
The transition has been a little awkward given that I have missed a couple meetings, which were on my fault. Definitely could have communicated better, but knew how is being a boss and is like kind of was like spearheading a lot of this stuff. So a lot of props to her. But yeah, given that it's social chairs and the position is kind of delegated between 4 people, you do 4 times the work, but also like it's easy to swap in and out given that there's always people that will have your back in there. So I'm definitely picking up onto it more and I'm like really excited about different icebreakers we can bring, especially in the virtual setting. Um, I know we played a bunch of games on backyard.co for our icebreakers, like Cards Against Humanity and Draw Battle, but there's an endless world of Tetris and online tanks, and it's really good. I'm trying to find like a Bomberman kind of game online, but all of them are bootleg and like made on Scratch. So it's like,
I actually made a for 203, which is Intro to Object Oriented Programming, which is a CS class. Actually, oh wait, no, sorry, no, I'm getting them mixed up. No, I took AP Computer Science in high school, and so one of the projects was like we had to like create a game, and I created one of those bootleg. Bomberman games. It was really crusty, but
that little like go and stop button in the top right corner.
kind of. I don't even remember. It's been such a long time, but I made it in Java, and it was pretty fun though. I definitely enjoyed it.
How'd you guys spend your spring breaks?
Well, I went back home. So I'm currently in San Luis Obispo. I spent spring break back home. And to be honest, though, like a lot of it was like running errands and that kind of thing. It's like I hadn't gotten a doctor's appointment in like a year. I hadn't gotten like contact lenses. I hadn't gotten a haircut.
Haircut's good.
So I was mostly doing like that kind of stuff.
Haircut's definitely good.
Yeah, it was nice to get a haircut though. My head feels a lot lighter, and my hair actually dries faster now.
That's a plus.
Shed some weight off. It feels so great.
Yeah.
What about
Also,
you?
because
You're good. You're good.
okay, yeah, last time I went to I went back home. We were still in the purple tier, and so we couldn't like during winter break. I was planning to get a haircut, but then like as I got back, we went back into lockdown because we went back into the purple tier. So I was like, oh, I guess I'm waiting another quarter to get a haircut because I'm sure there are plenty of good barbers in San Luis Obispo, but I'll be honest, I don't completely trust the barbers in San Luis Obispo because like I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people are like, yeah, I've had great haircuts, and other people are like, never again. Also, hi Christy, I see you in the Twitch chat. Thanks for coming out.
What about you, Nicholas? How'd you spend your spring break?
It was very similar to Jordan's kind of thing. Kind of just taking a break from running a quarter, really kind of just relaxing, and also running a few errands. But actually, just for preface, I'm like out of state. I'm in Oregon right now, but I actually visited the Bay Area for like 2 days during spring break. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I got to eat some good food and drink a lot of boba.
Was it better than SoCal Boba?
You know, I won't say anything just because it's been a while since I've drank SoCal boba. But I will say the boba that I drank was really good.
Not making a decision before you know. That's always good. What about you, Anna? Any?
Okay. Also, had a lot of boba. Like I literally went home
Check.
and like in the first 2 days I already had like three cups of boba. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like consumption wise, but I think it's just because like I went home and like the way my like dad expresses like any sort of like anything, he'll just like take me out to eat.
That's
So like
parent way. That's
the
the
first
Asian parent
three-
way. Like if I get a plate
Yeah.
of food, I mean like my life's complete.
Have you eaten yet? That's like the equivalent to I love you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know emotions, but I know cut fruit.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. Like for the first part, I ate, and then the rest I kind of just like stayed home. I did go and like apply to get my ID, like the California ID, because I don't have a driver's license because I can't drive. Kind of sad, but I know. But yeah, so I did that. I think that's pretty much what I did. Yeah, Then I kind of like got ready for uh board eating. I had to like prepare. So, but yeah.
That's nice. I I for spring break went to Florida, and um, wasn't my plan. But no, our parents wanted just to like get away, so we went to Florida, and it is exactly as it is advertised. Like people there, they uh, don't wear their masks. I mean, they wear the mask, but like the nose is sticking out, and like, yeesh, dude. Like, what even? I remember this one time. Our family was going to dinner, and we were trying this really nice seafood place. And wait 1 second. Why are
So hi, little. I see you as well.
oh okay? For some reason, I thought like I muted everyone, but you guys muted yourselves. Okay, okay, sorry. So we went out to eat, and there was like people like sitting outside, but it was kind of packed. So my brother and I, we went there with our masks, and our parents were like, they already, yeah, it's pretty with no mask. So we went there with our mask, and then as one of the customers was leaving the restaurant with to-go boxes, they're like, once you see this, you'll want to take your mask off. I'm like, yes, thanks, okay, I guess. Like, what else am I gonna do? Eat the food with my mask on? Like,
That's interesting. I went to I'm actually I went to Florida like in I think shoot I want to say this summer of my either my junior year or sophomore year for a Boy Scout camp. Um, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Boy Scouts, and there's this thing called sea base. Um, and like I don't know, I don't know, like I obviously for the most part, like I wasn't actually in like Florida, like we were kind of on an island kind of thing. But um, I just remember like getting there and it's like it was really humid, and it's just like I don't know. I mean, I guess I could see how it's appealing, like for like beach weather and stuff, but also it's like it's really humid.
I remember someone said this one time, but like, when you live in an area that's so sunny and it's like constantly sunny, and there's no like seasonal depression, a lot of people get kind of like their psyche isn't always in the right place. So like you need the little lows to balance the highs. Like some people are like in a constant life of like manic. I don't know. This might just be like throwing a lot of people under the bus, but it's just something that came to mind.
I don't know. I can sort of attest to that. I
Like once you live your like daily life in like a perfect weather kind of area, some things start to seem a little, I don't know, too good, maybe a little fake, maybe a little Malibu in California.
I don't know. That's why I'm going to California.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's always funny as like a Californian to like when like whenever like I complain about the weather, all of my out of state friends are just like, you have no idea. They're like, what are you even?
I feel like we're like,
You
oh
know,
my god, it's 60 degrees, it's so cold, and they're like, shut up. They're like, it's not even that bad.
yeah. It's just always like, you know, we're so sensitive. Um, do most of you like have all of you I guess like you live in California, been to California, live anywhere else in your life? Like do you have any sense of comparison yet, or still kind of figuring it out?
I cannot compare. Born and raised in California, so yeah, I'm in slow right now. So I don't know anything else besides like 60 to 100 degree weather. Um, yeah, can't compare.
I actually haven't lived in California before. I've been to California a couple times, but I've actually lived in like both extremes. So I'm in Oregon right now, which is super cold, but I've also previously lived in Arizona, which is like also super hot. So I haven't experienced perfect weather yet, so I'm excited. Yeah.
I heard in Arizona it gets like so hot that the traffic pylons start melting on the street.
Oh, oh my God, it's so bad. It's like when you park your car outside for like longer than 15 minutes, you have to like turn it on and like let it cool so that when you touch the steering wheel, you can actually grip it without it like burning your skin.
Just have oven
It's
mitts in
so
your
bad.
car.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, when you're going to like a mall or something, after like, an hour, you come back and your car is just like an oven. So you can't just go in. And I don't know, when you stay there long enough, you just get used to the heat. Like after coming to Oregon, I realized my head just hurt less. I was like, oh, that's so weird. And then I realized like I was getting like heat strokes in Arizona. I just didn't know.
The sleeper
I was
heat
like,
stroke.
yeah, I was like, oh, I thought this is just normal, like how it is, but I guess it's not. So yeah, that is.
Stay hydrated.
Well, I've lived in Seattle all of my life, so compared to the weather, California isn't too bad. Uh, Raining when the sun is out is a little suspicious. I went to California a couple times, and it's like it's hot, but also it's dry pretty often.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah,
I guess it depends which part of California you're at. California is so big.
yeah. That's also true. It's like you can kind of go around California and experience like all kind of different weather.
Yeah, you honestly can. Yeah, weren't they gonna like split California because it was like too big?
I think so.
So
I, I
But then
heard about that.
That's too many Senate
I
seats.
wasn't sure if people were seriously considering that or not.
yeah, I think they're gonna split it into like two and maybe even three. Like have like
But I heard they
NorCal
weren't
on
even gonna
like the
split it
middle
vertically. I heard they were gonna split it like
horizontally.
yeah.
Yeah, they were. They were gonna split it horizontal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be so weird. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not unprecedented. It isn't unprecedented, right? Because I mean, obviously you have like West Virginia, like back in like the Civil
But
War and
where's East
stuff.
Virginia?
it's
Back.
it's a you gotta find the missing. You know, we got Virginia, West Virginia. Now you gotta find East, North, and South Virginia. Gotta catch them all.
Just on the West Coast.
Hmm?
There's East Virginia's on the West Coast.
Maybe. I feel like that's one of the other interesting things. It's just like I've never been to like the East Coast, but like California takes up like 70% of the U.S.'s West Coast, you
Yeah.
know. And then like in the same area as like California on the East Coast is like there's like 6 or 7 different like you could
Just
fit like
Rhode
6 or 7
Island and Massachusetts sharing the same thing.
Yeah, it's just like it's crazy. It's like how I mean it's like symptomatic of like westward expansion and whatnot. And I don't think anyone wants to go into a history lecture right now, the U.S. history. Like I took U.S. 202 last quarter. It was a time. Or did I take it the quarter? Maybe the quarter before. I keep losing track.
I just like how, like when, the colonies were starting to expand westward, they just like delineated all the different states based off like the rivers and like the different canals. And then as soon as they got to like Ohio and stuff, like, all right, just start boxing it, you guys. Like, it's like
It's like what fits on the map?
Utah, you got 6 corners. Oklahoma, I don't even know what you're doing on top of Texas.
It's just like it's like you can tell which ones are which shapes.
Dude, they
Based on
like
the
how
shape
much
of the
their
state,
parents
you can tell
cared for
which
them,
one we're
like how much
at.
attention they gotten. California, you get this amazing coast. New Mexico, what are you doing? I would like a coast too. No, you're okay.
Also, Chrissy asked in the chat, do y'all prefer hot or cold weather?
Cold
I guess
weather.
cold weather?
Cold weather?
Yeah, but there's like an obvious reason because like
You can put more layers.
the most logical sense, like when it's cold you can always like warm yourself up, but when it's hot, like you gotta find like a freaking air source for like, you know, Cal Poly doesn't freaking have air conditioning. You gotta buy a freaking fan. It's hot. It gets hot.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be complaining though, because you know California, perfect weather or whatever. But yeah, I definitely prefer the cold weather. But I'm also like I was born in the winter. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
The way your genes aligned during the lunar moon.
I guess so. What about you guys?
I'm also more cold weather because
Cold weather.
I mean, it's obviously like same thing, but also like I also really I prefer like the clothing options in cold weather.
The
I
different
like
layering techniques.
yeah, you can like layer clothes, you know, you can wear like scarves, wear beanies, and you know, like in the hot weather it's like, you know, shorts and a t-shirt for the 10th time in the row.
You get to choose what tan line you want.
That's true. That's true. Back when I ran track, I had a nasty farmer's tan for the longest time. So like, I would start like when we would like do warm ups and stuff. I would like roll up my t-shirt just to like help get rid of it.
I can have this gradient if I just
Yeah, it becomes a gradient.
roll it down at different increments of time.
Okay, wait. On the topic of running in weather, like, I also the only thing I don't like about cold weather or like running in the cold is like
Everything
you know, it feels like humid. I hate that like you're cold but you're sweaty. It just confuses my body. I'm like, why am I sweating if I'm so cold right now? And that's the only thing I don't like about like doing physical activity in the cold weather. Because then you're sweaty and you're cold.
I'll beat you to
I'm
that.
like-
It's
I
like
don't
a
like doing
tornado,
physical
like
activity,
a mix.
period.
Facts. Let's go. Let's go, Kenneth.
Cold weather or hot weather.
I
I'm
like
just
it. I like it.
No,
That's
thank
fair,
you.
that's fair. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think definitely with, you know, quarantine and everything, it's even harder now to find the
Yeah.
motivation. It's like, you know, everything's right here. It's on my laptop.
It's
It's on my
very
computer.
Honestly, what
Stay in
motivation? I
that
didn't do
chair.
anything before quarantine. I didn't do anything during quarantine. I didn't do anything after quarantine.
I guarantee
So,
you, once they have like MMORPGs where you hook up your VR headset and there's augmented reality, it's over. It's over for the human race. It's
it's gonna
straight
be
into
like
there.
Wally.
You're gonna get like
we're
virtual
just gonna be-
marriages.
But, you know, if we're in person, you can come out to CSA IM, you know, sport events, you know?
That is
It's
true.
going to be.
With our
can
sports
we can
coordinator. Oh,
Yeah, so we don't have a sports coordinator this term. Just because I mean I understand like on the virtual term like far fewer people are like motivated to like, you know, run for board and that kind of thing. It's a lot more. It's also like because I feel like sports coordinator is it's a role that's that you kind of have to be in person to experience, right? Because
small caveat.
you know you can't pass a basketball online, you know.
That's
Like,
true.
everyone would just say like they steal every time, you know.
Some esports.
Yeah, no, we still do have some esports culture cups coming up this
This
weekend. I think Valorant's being streamed on twitch.tv/Kaitoshi. Check it out.
They
Dude, is that guy a streamer or something?
Yeah, so yeah, Koichi.
He's like a
Koichi's
huge
stream-
streamer. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, he's like the biggest streamer I think I know. You
Dude, I
know,
think he's bigger than
best Valorant
Pokimane.
player.
Did Pokimane
Top
slide in his
Valorant
DMs?
player?
he's cracked at Valor. You know, the guy. But yeah, I think most likely what's gonna end up happening is in person. We'll probably have to just figure out like, someone on board might have to pick up a thing, like pick up an extra role. An extra role as kind of pseudo sports coordinator, and we might not be as involved in intramurals, but we'll try to make sure that we get stuff set up so we have at least like one intramural team going on, and socials. We can also still coordinate like sports socials. Like we've had like tennis socials in the past.
We should do a badminton social.
Badminton.
Huh?
Dude, badminton's in my
Badminton.
blood.
Yes, please do badminton.
We kind of deviated a little from the original question.
Yeah, but so in general, I do like cold weathers. Cold weathers is like with Anna's reasoning, you can always put on more layers, but you can't take off more layers.
I mean, you can, but that's, I don't know if it's socially
You
acceptable.
can't put them back on.
Yeah,
Speaking from living in cold weather right now, I'd probably say I prefer hot weather. But I will say you can put on more layers. You can have more options for fashion sense in cold weather.
What about your heat strokes, man?
I mean, okay, well, you get used to it, and then also
You get used to your heat strokes.
I just go inside and get air conditioning. But I mean, I will argue that whole like t-shirt shorts thing. It is much more convenient and way easier. You don't have to think much. You just like t-shirt shorts. I'm out. So.
And if you don't want to wear sandals, just don't wear sandals.
There you go.
I do have to say, the convenience is nice. Like, especially not having to worry about rain, boots, and stuff. Like, it's really nice to just toss on like flip flops and like, I don't know. It's just like really convenient. You can be a little later to school because you don't have to worry about what you're wearing. I don't know. I think the other interesting thing is like for me, like even though I do like prefer, I say I would slightly prefer cold weather. I like still like really don't mind the heat for the most part unless it gets like really crazy. But like and like a lot of the places that like I've visited overseas are like Southeast Asian countries, and they generally tend to be pretty hot. A lot of mosquitoes. But like I've never had a problem with that. And I think it helps also that like in like tropical countries, um, they have such a large emphasis on air conditioning. And so like every time you go from outdoors and you walk into the mall, it's like
Yes, so good.
Whereas in like I think in California, I don't have an air conditioner in my house here or at home. It's just like so if it does get really hot, I have to deal with it.
I just feel like with summer weather, I feel like there's more activities you can do, and like I guess there's always an abundance amount of activities both in winter and summer weather. But with summer, you can go like on the coast and start foraging for clams and different animals. You go fishing. Like it's more
ice lake fishing.
Dude, fishing is
for winter.
It's been a while since I went fishing. Actually, the last time I went fishing was, I remember our last cast. The reason why it was our last cast was because like it got stuck in a tree. It was like the tree was dangling in front of me and everyone was like casting like sideways, and I'm like, I can get a larger distance if I cast it vertical. And there's a reason why everyone was not casting it vertical, because then I cast it and I'm like, where's my line? Oh, and then it was like, I look up on the branch and it wasn't just like the hook got on. It's like it shot and then the weight flung it around, and then it tied itself into like some kind of knot, and yeah, we went home after that.
We definitely I definitely feel like there are, I don't know, like in summer you have access to a lot of water sports, but like in winter you get like skiing, snowboarding, you can go out to a cabin, that kind of thing. Though actually, I haven't been. I prefer. I generally do prefer snowboarding, but I actually haven't been like to the snow in years. I went a lot more when I was younger, but then I don't know why. It just I kind of haven't been.
Also, speaking of the snow, I heard that like only people in California call it like the snow. Like it's not called the snow.
Like a
Like it's called like
location, like a
oh
location
yeah,
instead
like
of
it's like
like
a
a thing.
location. But we just yeah, but like whenever we go to like a snowy area, we're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the snow. Like the snow is the place.
Is that not a thing?
I don't think it, like I think for other people it's not called the snow.
In Seattle, if you call it "Let's go to the snow," you'll definitely get some looks. Because it's not the snow; it's why is there snow on my car?
Fair enough. That's true. Like not having to deal with like the inconveniences that slow snow like
Snow
poses
does
on
bring a
like
lot of
day
inconveniences.
to that snow poses on like day-to-day life. But like I never had to shovel
Yeah.
snow. I've never had to like worry about antifreeze in my car and like the worst I've had to worry about is like maybe my windshield gets a little frosty, and like
Yeah,
pour water on it or
Like
something.
whether or not there's snow, like being up north, so far north as Seattle and like Washington and all those other states, is you have to get up early to warm up your car. And there have been numerous cases where people get up to warm up the car, and they come out 15 minutes later and they don't have a car anymore. So
Oh.
yeah,
Okay. See, I guess like the hot weather, cold weather question depends on where you live. Like, like it has its perks. It has its disadvantages.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
All right. Christy asked, "What's your favorite state and why?"
Is it
okay, I'm not gonna go because I don't have any. I can't.
is it granted that we knock out all of the pancake states in the Midwest?
Hey, maybe someone has a great time in the Midwest, right? Maybe you really love Kansas. Maybe you really like pancakes.
This cornfield in Kansas was different than the cornfield in Oklahoma.
I'll be honest, though, like, when I was like applying to colleges, I like intentionally didn't apply to the Midwest because I didn't want to live
Same.
there.
Like they would no, the thing is like they will pay you to go to their school. That's how much they need people. And you're like, sorry man. Like, what do you have to teach me? Agriculture? I can go to Cal Poly to do that.
UIUC is a really good CS school though, but I didn't get in, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to say like a favorite state just because I actually honestly haven't been to a lot of states outside of California just because like I don't know. When we do travel, it's typically like overseas to like visit family and stuff. Um, or like the times that I've been out of state are very minimal. Like I've been to Reno, so technically I've been to Nevada. You know. I actually did go to Las Vegas for like a convention.
Layover flights count.
Layover flights, yeah. I've been to Colorado on my way to like like I was there for like a couple hours. I think I stopped over in like Seattle once as well. I don't know. I've actually like been to like a lot of like summer camps and stuff that are like around the U.S. but like not like actually visiting the country, like the states for the states. And I've always felt like it'd be fun to do like a road trip or something, and like I really like a lot of like Creole and like Southern foods. So I've always kind of wanted to like go to like that area and see what that's like.
Yeah, I think like the entire like continental US has like different lifestyles and different like I don't know, traditions depending on where you're from. Like definitely on the East Coast, you see a lot of like English and French influences, Maybe more in like Louisiana for French, but um, yeah. And then once you go more south and like in the Cajun southern areas, you can see more like Cuban styles and Spanish styles. So I don't know. I think it's really common for a lot of people in the U.S. to when they travel to travel out of the country rather than inside because it's like it's U.S. right? U.S. is here, U.S. is there. But yeah, I think Canada is like really similar to U.S. Like if you just plot me in Canada, I would assume we're in U.S. But for like anywhere else in the world, like yeah,
I would say if I were to do like a like a trip around the U.S. states, I'd probably do it focused on like food, like stuff. Just because like I don't know, maybe go see like some monuments or something, but like, all the different foods, like that'd be pretty cool. And like, you said it yourself, like all the influences in the East Coast. Uh, yeah. But I typically like travel out of the country too, similar to Jordan. Uh, whenever like vacation. So
It would no longer be SoCal versus NorCal Boba. It would be like freaking
Taipei.
Boba, like on the East Coast versus the West Coast, or like freaking Boba in Asia, somewhere in Asia versus California.
Yeah. I also oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? It's just like it's always interesting to me to see like also like because like I'm in San Luis Obispo, a lot of my friends from high school went to like other places um for college, right? Like but like I grew up in a very predominantly Asian area and then like um slow is definitely more closer to like it's definitely predominantly white. But like it's kind of relatively speaking, right? Like you kind of have to if you look at like if you go to like other countries or like, other states and like um, ones with like especially like in the Midwest and stuff, like there's a even like smaller Asian population. But then like one that really surprised me is like one of my friends goes to John Hopkins, and she's like most of the people at her school are like it's a almost like predominantly Asian school, and like that was kind of surprising to me. I didn't really see that one coming. Like, um, yeah, I don't know. I just thought that like it's really interesting like seeing like you know where like there are like Asian people in like
Like the different
the continent of
distributions,
US. Hmm?
like the different distributions of
Yeah,
schools and
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Because definitely like the most is in like the coast, right?
Hmm.
I think that's just where a lot of like immigrants end up. But yeah, I don't know. It's always kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think like a lot of immigrant communities form in like pre-existing communities, like in California with the gold rush, and then like East Coast. Um, but like once other generations started um, happening, then they started moving around to different colleges and college towns. So yeah. Sean asks, "What is one crazy food that you want to try?" Leading into that, one of the college towns is well, not college towns, but like I know Louisiana, although it has like a really rich like soul food and like Cajun and Cuban kind of cuisine. There started to be like an influx of Asian people and especially Vietnamese people in Louisiana. So like now there's this Cajun Vietnamese mix of different foods down there. I'm like, that sounds scrumptious. So, what is one other food you want to try? It could be crazy too.
I always wanted to try balut. Like I've always heard of it, and it's just like I've never actually been to the Philippines.
You can get blue here.
Like yeah, I know you can get it here as well. I've never, I don't know, I've never gone out to find it. Um, I don't know. It's like one of those things. Like I'm not like I'm not gonna go hunt it out, like try very specifically to find it. But if I ever have the chance to try it, I do want to, because I don't know, it seems really interesting. I'm a pretty like adventurous eater. Like I like just trying things, giving trying different cuisines and that kind of stuff.
I've tried balut before. Our family, they really like balut. Yeah, Sean knows what's up. What about you, Anna? Any crazy foods you want to try?
To be honest, I don't think so. Like, nothing that I want to try. But that's just because, like, I'm not a picky eater. I don't really care what I eat. So if it tastes good, it tastes good, and I'm gonna eat it. But I think for what you guys were talking about, I think I had like the opportunity to try it once. I do not want to eat it though. So, but that was when I was like young. So maybe I could also try that. But yeah, it depends though. I feel like if I eat something like maybe like a live octopus, I don't know how crazy that is, but I don't like to eat like foods that are like raw, still raw, especially some that are like alive. So Jordan looks sad. He's like, don't eat the animals.
No, I'm sad because I really like raw fish.
Oh.
Like I'm a huge fan of like sushi, sashimi, poke.
I used to like,
and
yeah, I just tried like raw sushi like after I moved on to campus. Like I never like really eaten like raw. Like
Is
I'm judged, but
campus
I
sushi
get
even
my
that
like
good?
freaking steak like almost well done. So what is it called?
Jordan, do you know anything about campus sushi?
It's
it exists and
exists,
it's
okay.
not going to
Check.
kill you.
Okay, not gonna kill you, check.
I mean I actually would get it, like, so I've gotten it quite a few times actually, like I had it. They had like their like actual sushi, and they also had these like sushi ritas. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept.
burritos. Yes, I
Yeah,
ate one
and like
for like for my task. So if you want to know what it is,
Is it like gas station
watch
sushi
my
kind of?
task.
huh?
Is it like gas station sushi?
I've never had gas station sushi, and I don't know if I ever want to have gas sushi.
Let's keep it that way.
I think I would compare it to like supermarket sushi. I think they actually they actually get it from like California Fresh, which is like like a grocery station. I Justin. He just said two tacos the move. Trust. But yeah, no, I would definitely say like it's not, you know, not gonna kill you. It's not horrible. But there's definitely like much better options. But like if you want like if you have like the standard that, you know, it's gonna kind of taste like, you know, grocery store sushi, and you know some of them are definitely better than others. You kind of have to pick it out. It's not
Yeah.
bad, you know. Most of the time when I would eat on campus, I would actually get like stuff from campus market, and you know they do have like the sushi there, but they also have like a, I don't know what you call it. It's almost like a mini food court, because like campus market is obviously like mostly for groceries and food and stuff, like snacks and that kind of thing. But like they also have like a kind of food court food bar thing, and actually like most of the time, like especially like their specials are actually pretty good. Sometimes they're a little questionable for sure, but for the most part, yeah, actually.
I recommend if you do get sushi, get it like earlier in the day because you don't want to get it at like 8 a.m. I mean 8 p.m. and like the rice is all hard. No. Yeah, definitely get it earlier in the day.
Anna, have you tried the campus boba yet?
No, I was gonna try it one time. It was like a caramel flavored one. It's like in the freaking thing next to Mystic Grande, like the new whatever it's called. But I was gonna get it, and then like some girls were looking at it, and I was like, "Is it good?" And they're like, "No, because the boba isn't actually boba. It's like this weird Jello consistency." And I was like, "No, thank you. Like, I'm not gonna get. I didn't want to try that." So I haven't tried it on campus, but I have tried boba in Slow.
Yeah, the on campus boba is much more similar to like agar, like white boba, not which, to be fair, it's not quite that either though. Like,
Agar is like Jello, but it's crumbly.
yeah, it's like it has more chew to it, you know. but it's like it's definitely not. It's not. It's not tapioca. Tapioca starch based
It's
at all.
definitely not tapioca.
You know, tea isn't disgusting, but it is. I would not recommend it.
There's like a huge craze now of people making their own tapioca.
Yeah,
At least in my
yeah.
explore page. Like
I've
people are
seen that.
making like strawberry and like mango boba. So
Mhm.
We should do that
I'm sorry, go ahead.
like in person. No, I was just gonna say like if we ever, I don't know if we can do that because I like in person, but for CSA we should have like a make some boba.
we have to make our own
You know,
bubble
make
tea
boba.
first before we make our own boba. Like
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
In my humble opinion, I feel like it's not worth the effort to make your own like boba from scratch because I feel like it's just so much easier to buy like the pre-made stuff, and then just boil water because I don't know. It's like it becomes like this very like oob like consistency if you mess it up, and it's really easy to mess it up if you get like the heat wrong and the timing wrong and like the proportions wrong. And a lot of things can go wrong, and there's a lot of manual for like cutting it and shaping it, forming it, cutting it, dusting it with tapioca flour so it doesn't stick to each other. But like there was like a period where I was trying to make a lot of like tapioca or boba from scratch with my sister, and you know it there were definitely a lot. Like, we ended up like succeeding after many tries, but like I feel like it's fun if you like experimenting with it, but like it's so much work
it's
for
like
it.
making your own pasta, you know? It's
Yeah.
like you can't just buy some like Chef Boyardee or like risk making a mess and then getting your butt whipped by your mom. Can't relate. What do you mean?
What? I don't know. It's just like it's so easy to mess up too. I feel like. I mean, obviously, like if you're really good at it, you know, you have like those people who can make like little like faces on their boba and like they post it on Instagram. It's like, okay, you know, yeah, you for you it probably makes
We
sense.
get it. We get it. You can make boba. Okay.
Flexing on us.
What would you say?
I just said they're flexing on us, just like the design and all that.
They definitely are. Like, why else
That
would you put a
seems
face on
incredibly
there
hard.
other than to flaunt?
But
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
guys
It
think
can
it's
still be
weird?
fun.
I don't know. Uh, I guess it's cute, but then it's like you're eating like, you know, like you gave a face to it, so like we identify like faces with like people. Like you know how you think like
personifying it?
yeah like
Sucking faces.
gummy bears. You know how like people eat gummy bears, and like some people like they always make a thing to like eat the head first. Like why are you doing that? Why are you like chopping off the head of the gummy bear? Or like why are we adding a face to a boba?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like it's fun though. I understand like the it's almost like an art at some point. Like just like decorating and pastries and I mean boba's not really a pastry, but like that kind of thing. in
A
general.
dessert kind of deal.
Yeah. It's a different form of artistic expression.
Well, with that seems to wrap up our hour. So, thank you guys for coming on for our first episode of the second season of the podcast. I know we definitely talked about new board, and we hit on a couple different topics as well. But that will do it. Does anybody have any like closing thoughts before we end the stream?
I just want to say I'm really glad you guys are continuing the podcast, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Me too. Because like last quarter's podcast, I always had a freaking workshop from 6 to 9 because I had 2 workshops back to back, so I could never make it. But now this is my first podcast, and I'm like on the podcast. I'm excited.
I mean, if you can't make it, they'll always be on YouTube. So
Delete the VOD.
Fuck
Delete
that.
the VOD.
That's true. Plug
Yeah.
the YouTube. Plug the YouTube.
Yeah, plug it. I'm gonna get it.
Oh, I don't actually know the link, but if you search the Cal Poly CSA, it's probably there.
Yeah, I'll just do it right now. I think it's on Cal Poly. I think it has automatic uploads to Cal Poly CSA now. It does. Anyways,
There you go.
I can upload if it doesn't.
I'm
Sean?
not logged in right now, but you can find CSA's YouTube channel at youtube.com/CSA CalPod.
There we go.
We'll do that. Thank you.
And final request from Sean. He's Jordan, you want to read that in chat for me?
After you drink campus boba.
Hey, wait. Hold up. Hey.
I think my eyes are not making it out. I think it's in there twice now. I think it's in there twice. And there's something at the end of it. Maybe it's one of our names. I don't know. Could be mine.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. I can't really see it that well. Maybe I'll be able to read it by the next general meeting.
Maybe. We gotta save it. These are high value sheeshes. With that, thank you guys all for coming, and good night.